I told you I knew how to do this stuff, man. I told you. Shout out to, I told you guys. There's nobody in here. Whoa. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. I am down a light now, of course, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're feeling wonderful out there in the world. We'll come back on at one point, I guess. We'll see. Every once in a while, the Wi-Fi acts funny with the lights on my side there. Shout out to everybody here. We're hoping you're having a wonderful day. $103,000 Bitcoin. How about that little bit of a bounce all the way from about, what, $97,000 punch? And you're up $6,000 on BTC. We're going to get that music back up and running. We're going to take a look at BTC. We're going to have some fun like we do every single day. We're going to stay positive because that's all we can do. There's nothing else in this life. And we're going to stay fresh like we do all the time, baby. Let's go. Let's take it to the next level. Let's have some fun and let's break it down. Hope you're having a wonderful day again. Staying positive no matter what. Shout out to Decrypted.tax. It's the best time to do your taxes. Get it done. Okay? Maybe it'll be the last year you have to do it. You never know, but get it done. Decrypted.tax. Okay? Go to Decrypted.tax today. They are a sponsor of the channel and we love them. Check out all that they have to offer at Decrypted.tax. I'm telling you right now, they're going to do a whole back end for you. You're not going to have to think about it. API right in, get exactly what they need, help you out, and they're going to be able to track transactions that you can't even figure out. They'll be there for you. Check it out. All right. And have some fun at Decrypted.tax. Thank you for the sponsorship. We greatly appreciate it. Again, remember, this channel is not for financial advice. Anything I say and do is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right? And let's jump on in to the charts and break it down. Taking a look at Bitcoin, you can see there's far more liquidity to the downside, but there's longs that have just put a bunch of stops right here. Okay? So just, if we do take it down, they will get liquidated. So that's where the most liquidity is. Do we have enough to get it punched to the upside? I don't know. It's almost it looks a little too good to eat right there. So a lot of people went long. There's tons of stops down here. They may hit those stops out before they pump to the upside, or maybe the longs are right this time. We get a reverse and we get a pump to the upside and we take out 105. There's no guarantees. Look at the smaller intricate time frames here. You can see there's just a little more liquidity all the way up here to about 103,200, suggesting we do push up there further. That's the closest liquidity I can see at the present moment in time, and even right there, 103.5. So if we're going anywhere, it looks like we'll go to 103.5 first, and we'll go from there. Again, no guarantees. That's not 100%, but it's pretty dang accurate. That is BOOKMAP. Link in the description below to BOOKMAP if you want your own insider kind of, idea of where the liquidity is. It'll show you where the biggest stop losses are in the market, where people are thinking about trading, and kind of give you an idea of what could happen later on. And if you use it every day, you'll get a really good sense of what's happening in the market. Anything you use over and over again is going to give you an edge. It's going to prop you up a little higher than you were before. It'll kind of give you that probability that you weren't seeing. There's going to be a probability there that you did not know existed. Okay? Let's take a look at BTC and let's see what's happening. But you got to add, you got to want it, you got to push for it. All right? So Bitcoin, the way I see it is inside of this ascending triangle. That's just how I see it. Yes, it is a double top. Yes, it doesn't look amazing. However, on the 4-hour time frame, we did make a higher high, very slightly, but it was. And everyone who was freaking out, we did bounce off the 4-hour 200 MA. And now, as long as we stay above the 4-hour 200 MA, I remain a bull, and I really don't stress. All right, so that's my first thing here, that we bounce back inside, and I see us inside of an ascending triangle. And don't you see it too? It's a bit of a twisted, drunken shoulder, head, right shoulder. That could be an inverted head and shoulder. They don't have to be perfect. I've seen them like this before. I've seen them slanted. I've seen them all types of ways, slanted down before, and they break up to... I've seen so many different things in trading. The axis can get flipped and dipped, and it's interesting. You'll look back and be like, oh, wow, yeah, that was the way it was. I just didn't see it that way. I wasn't looking at it in the same perspective. It's all about flipping the way you look at something. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. 100%. It's about you. It really is. The spoon in the Matrix, One thinks the spoon is bending. Or are you bending the spoon, or are you bending? So Bitcoin, on the 1-hour time frame, getting a little busy here. We talked about this in my trading group. We talked about this being a bit of a flag. It looked like it could break out of the 15-minute time frame. I said, just watch it go sideways here. We had low stochastics. We did get the push, but there is some resistance. Let's break down what I see happening on the bigger time frames. We're going to get ourselves back here in a second. And we're going to start with the monthly because the monthly is about to close. All right, we are days away from a monthly candle close. And let's just take a look at what to expect here on that monthly close. And that will be, let's see, I think that's Thursday night. Am I wrong here? It's Friday night. And so I usually go live on the monthly close. So that would be an extra stream for you guys. Write that down, Friday night for the monthly candle close at about 8 p.m. So maybe I'll even go live at 7 p.m. at the actual close, 7 to 8, you know. But we'll see. But I will be likely live Friday night for the monthly candle close. So let's take a look at here what's happening for BTC. The monthly will close, and what it will do is it'll give it a monthly support at 92.6. It'll close bullishly engulfing. It will be, you know, somewhat of an indecision doji with some wicks on either side, but it will be bullishly engulfing compared to the prior candle. So far, it will be slightly higher than the prior candle too as well, which is, you know, I get, you know, better than nothing, but it's not my favorite. You know, I don't love the big wick to the downside, and it, you know, there's, in my humble opinion, this is bearish div, even though it's, some people don't believe it. Whenever this, they can even go up together. There's a few types of bearish divergences. Let me discuss this for a second. This is class A bearish divergence. It's obvious, right? Price up, RSI down, right? Then there's like price up, and there's RSI kind of like flat or even just like barely down, you know? I mean, like class B. And then I've even seen like price up and the RSI up, but the price is up so much more than the RSI. Like if you were to pull this and pull that, they would intersect. The idea behind divergence is if this line would continue and this line would continue, they will intersect. When it's bullish divergence, it's the other way. Like if they'll go straight and they'll intersect. You know what I mean? But you know, we'll get to that in a second. But this is bearish divergence. So bearish swing down, that's a swing down. All right. What I'm talking about is what I'll get to in a second here is bullish div. All right, bullish divergence is on the bottom. Bearish divergence is on the top. See, bullish points up. So look, if you were to pull this way and pull that way, they would intersect somewhere here, right? The trajectory of the lines would divide each other. That's what divergence is. It's a mathematical term for what's happening to the actual, what do they call the vertices of the angle? But it's basically where the trajectory of this angle is going. If the RSI trajectory will cut it in half or divide it, even if it's slightly, you know. And so even if it's not perfect, you will have somewhat of divergence. And I call it class A, B, or C to give it that kind of, I don't know, you know, either it's really strong or it's starting to weaken, right? So the monthly is holding a support there. We'll see where it closes in a couple days. We'll take a look at the 2-week chart. The 2-week chart still looks somewhat bullish to me. And honestly, it just looks like it's consolidating. And there's really no stress. Like if you look at the 2-week chart, it's just consolidating, looking absolutely nice, beautiful. Some say it double topped. I don't really see that on the 2-week because it didn't even get up to the previous high. So 2-week chart just looks like it's doing a nice job. Maybe a couple more weeks, maybe it says 1, 2, 3, 6 weeks of sideways price action, and then this puppy would have to be gone. It says it even go $165,000 is what I'm seeing on the 2-week chart. That starts to spell that we could get into that. You know, some people say no way. You know, then we go to the weekly and see what's happening here on the weekly chart. And similar idea here. All right, and we will close a weekly candle next. I mean, isn't that crazy how fast, you know? But in 5 days and 9 hours, just insane to me. So when you take a look here at the weekly, we can see it's getting tighter and tighter. That huge wick is awesome. Like, you know, and maybe we come down again and we revisit, you know, there's a chance. See, on the weekly, it'll horrify everyone on the smaller time frames, but 98,000 on the weekly will just be business as usual. And if it could go 1, 2, 3, if it could do that 2, 4, 6 weeks of sideways price action, 4 to 6 weeks, and the 21 could come near, that would tell you that there's going to be an explosive move to the upside. Because that's what I trade. That's how I trade the 1 minute. Like that would be, If I end up getting that and we go sideways and the alts recover, we go sideways, the alts recover, we stay above 100K. Looks like we'd have to dabble with 98, back to 104, back to 100, and then break out, probably a retest, and be gone. But you know, that's looking pretty nice on the weekly time frame. You can't really argue with that at the present moment in time. And I don't know if I'd call it a double top, because a double top, I'd have to see the candles touch each other. All right. The 3-day definitely is a double top. That's the one thing that's got me a little like, you know. But so that's how I'm building this idea that we're in right now. And my TA is not like everybody else's. It cross paths with what you might know of, but we do things a little differently here. So like what I'm seeing is a sloppy shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm seeing kind of what's called a ascending cup and handle. The cup is moving up with a higher high, the handle with the boom to the upside. The 3-day chart just looks bullish to me with a higher low. You had a high, a low, you had a high, you had a low, you had a higher high, a higher low. Right now, you're in this upward channel. You see? And to me, that's spelling a move on out of here, and you've denied this downward channel. And so you're on your way to the upside to claim liquidity, as far as I'm concerned, into a new all-time high. Again, anything is possible. Could we be down here tomorrow? Yes, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to, you know, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, no matter, people want me to say this is guaranteed to happen. I'll tell you, you know, many times I'll say the probability of what I've researched gives us an 80% chance or a 90% chance. And I will go on a limb to say that's my system that I use. And so my system, you could laugh at it or you could like it, but it depends, right? So I'll limit by owner, yeah, exactly. So let's see what happens here, but I'm looking for a bounce on this 3-day chart. All right. Boom. All right. It's a beautiful new day. Let's live it well and live it well. Amen. Thank you, Rave Song Records in the house. God bless. Let's get some lemon water in the mix here. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let me make sure I got everything going. All right, yeah. I was like, for a second, I'm like, have I been muted this? So you never know, man. I'm like, I don't think so, right? That tastes amazing. Shout out to the lifers. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And it's a blessing to chill with each and every one of you. Let's go. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let me take a look at what's happening to the chat. And we revive, man. Sunday looked bad. Anything could happen one step at a time. We could still get a dump. It could still be looked at as a double top. But, I mean, that's a higher low. I like the channel that we're looking at. The 3-day chart looks good to me. And so I'm going to stay there with the 3-day chart. One day at a time. But today, the 3-day chart, and this is a brand new 3-day candle. It'll close in 2 days and 9 hours. And here we are on the daily. And what I like about the daily is it had a bounce, even though the stochastics were pointing down. Very bullish sign. Because then if it's already bouncing, if the stochastics are pointing down, then what's going to happen when the stochastics actually flip sideways, right? Now, remember, ascending triangles, which this, to me, resembles very closely, they are bearish patterns. I mean, not bearish. They're 50-50. So we're not out the water yet here. This is a 50% each way. You know, I wish it was more of like, yes, it's more of a, 70% bullish pattern, but it's really not. You know, there is still a chance here that this thing could take us down to about 90K. That's a possibility. I just want you to understand that. I don't want to be overly bullish. I don't want to be a perma bull, perma bear. I just want to explain that. All right. Okay. Yeah, beautiful day as always. Thank you for all the great analysis. Love the XCN calls. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. God bless you, bro. I mean, that was like the biggest gainer in the last couple weeks, really. One of the bigger coins that really took just the centralized exchanges by storm. And that was a big, big move to the upside. So I liked what I was seeing. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the watchers. May God bless everybody here on the live. So could that get all the way to 121,000? for BTC. You know, anything is possible. All right, that is the target, though, for Bitcoin if it breaks beautifully out of this. And I kind of did one of these earlier, too. It made one of these, see this, like, it did these, like, funny inverted head and shoulder patterns. Like, see this pattern right here? Very kind of similar to what we're seeing there a little bit. They almost, you know, they look very, to me, a bit odd, you know. Anyway, so I like the flag on the daily time frame. Let's take a look, though. Your 22 and your 12, which both look good to me. They both say they want to bounce, and these are my sleeper patterns. I love these, you know, time frames. I love these time frames. Not many people use them, but they give us some good insight. 12-hour also, look, it did the dolphin dip. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. That thing could possibly punch to the upside. And again, a thing I tell my students and myself, you know, as long as we stay above the 200 MA on the 8-hour time frame, I stay bullish. What I don't particularly love right here is see how this is like curving down? You know what I mean? So we're going to go over the bullish and the bearish scenarios. You know, the bullish scenario is, wow, we got a beautiful bounce. Shoulder, head, possible right shoulder. You know, possibly we just stay sideways and bounce. But, you know, we're going to be in this tight channel till we figure out which way we're going to go here, too. So, you know, the suspense isn't over yet. Beautiful bounce, though, for Bitcoin. 103,200 for BTC. All right. And to me, it's starting to punch out of this flag here. We've been watching this flag in my trading group all morning since it was here. They did the dip, stopped as many people as they probably could out. You see, my stop is super low. I had a limit order. I said I want to get in. If it clips, it clipped the limit order here just about, I don't know, I'd say a half an hour ago. We're going to see where that trade goes. All right. I'd love a punch all the way up to the upside here to 107,000. That's the measured move. If you just were to install the actual algorithmic measured move, which is just taking this pole and taking the length of this, you know, this kind of area here, that suggests this is where you could go to the upside. So I got clipped into a long right now. We'll see what happens. It just got put barely into position. So they just clipped it into the green, as you can see, up 5%. We'll see what happens here. But I've been watching this flag all day. I like trading above the 200 MA when the Stokes are low. We'll get back to the top-down analysis, but there's just a long that I just opened. And again, who knows what will happen, but that's a long I just opened here on futures of MEXC. If you want to trade where I trade, we do have a link in the description, all right? And we also have it in on the pinned comment up there too as well. Beautiful day as always. Thank you for all the great analysis. Love XEN. God bless you, Frederick. Frederick, we love you, man. Thank you. And let's take a look at the fan funding coming in there. Keep up with it today if we can. Can you take a peek at Toshi, please? Thank you. We'll take a look at Toshi. You rock, Sammy. ONDOAI was being mentioned amongst the group. Love your thoughts, sir. Yeah, I did hear it kind of making a bit of a bubble. Let's see. So Bitcoin, 103.3 now. Getting nice and punchy to the upside. Let's get back to the long-term analysis. It'll end us here back at the 15-minute. All right. One of the only channels where you will get the monthly all the way down to the 15-minute analysis every single day for yourself for free. And I think that's just really like, you know, that alone is my penance to the market for my years of trading. I want to give back. I've been a trader for a long time now, and trading has given me a beautiful life, and I've dedicated my life to it. You know, and eventually when you dedicate your life to something, I guess it starts to take care of you. I have no other way of really talking about what happens here, but man, can we get this right shoulder to the upside? Can we continue to get these punches? All right. So Bitcoin dominance, what, on the 4-hour time frame? It may struggle today. Doesn't look amazing on the 4-hour time frame. Maybe there's a right shoulder there. All right. Maybe we punch on out, but to me, when you get it tight, looks like possibly move back to the top of the channel, a move back down. It'll be great if we just stop losing 100,000, right? And that brings us to the 1 hour, which I'm super bullish when the 1 hour cracks the 200 MA. And we just got a massive punch to the upside. It's crazy if you take my calls. They're just insane. Like right when I call it, it went up huge. It's kind of crazy. 103.8 we hit too. I wish I had seen that fast. That's kind of nutty. But what a punch to the upside. And Let's just see if there was a catalyst. Was there a 5 minute above, well, the 5 minutes above the 200, it came down for a move. Getting far away from the 21 suggests you will get somewhat of a pullback there. That was a fast short squeeze up to 103.8. So they just squeezed 103.8 real fast. But I'm still, despite that small move, squeeze, I'm still into the overall move here. And specifically the 1 hour time frame. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the 1 hour. It's very bullish to me. Now, again, it got resistance by what? The 200 MA. We teach this. We talk about it all the time. It's one of my main ways of trading is using the 200. It's either going to get above it or you're going to get below it. It depends on what's happening. All right. But bang, if you had taken the trade, you'd be in the gain right now. I'm not trying to say it's huge, but you'd be in the gain. You can say whatever you want, right? $103,000 entry, and it punched up $500 literally in a minute or two. Bang. Actually, it went up $800 at one point for BTC. So smacking it to the upside, getting the push, just the resistance of the 200 MA right there. So it pays to understand my strategies. It pays to learn what I'm teaching you. You're going to see it play out daily on this live stream all the time. You're back. How does this guy know it was going to be green? Because we just go over this stuff all the time. Now, if we cross the 1 hour, the 1 hour 200, look for us to go in a massive short squeeze and look for us to hit my target somewhere at 107,000. I'll probably lower that. 108's a little advantageous. And I'm not guaranteeing anything. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Maybe we get, we get mollywopped. I don't know. But I'm trading the probabilities. The probabilities look interesting. See this flip in the stochastic? It didn't even have enough to get halfway down. That means there was some bullish momentum there. All right. And this 103.5 area is pretty key. We get back above it, we can hold. How do you figure out what's happening? Well, you start looking at the smaller time frames. And you start looking at where the proximity to price action and the 21-day moving average. The 21 will be your guide to trading for the rest of your life if you want to take it to another level. If you just want to kind of press buttons and use indicators, that's fine. But if you want to be a boss on boss, if you want to really see where price is going before it goes, you want to kind of take control of what's happening, understand how the 21 works. Every time you pump firmly away from the 21, specifically on the 1 minute too, you'll come back to it. But you'll come back to it on every time frame, 1 minute, daily, no matter the time frame. So if you're on a big time frame and you're near the 21, it's a bullish sign, specifically after a big pump and some consolidation. But if you're on a big time frame and you're on a huge pump and you're getting further and further away from the 21, like if your daily looks like this, see how that's a pump and when your daily looks like this, that's telling you should be taking some profits. So for the rest of your life, if you're in a trade and the daily time frame is far away from the 21 and you see things aren't looking that amazing, it means you're extended. And it's likely you're going to come back down to the 21-day moving average on the daily. This is something you can learn on the small time frames, and then you can back test it to the bigger ones. See, everything I'm learning and teaching you is something that I learned in the smaller time frames, and then I used it on a bigger time frame. Or I learned it on a bigger time frame, and then I started using it on a smaller time frame. Eventually, I learned that all time frames were the same. They were like this whirlwind of effect of a mesh of information at all times that was teaching me the plus and minus, the ups and downs. All right. Trading's been pretty mushy recently. We have Fed meeting tomorrow. I'd be super careful. This trade isn't huge. That's why it's only 13,000. All right. It's just a little bit of a high risk trade. I could still make some nice gains if we hit that even 104.8 target, but we'll see. If we lose the 200 MA here, that's going to basically ruin the idea that I have that we're going to be bullish. You do not want to see the 1 minute lose the 200. You want to see this just make some type of flag and continue further to the upside. Let's take a look back here at BTC and see what happened here on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour time frame, and I kind of right when we got to that point, I moved us into the my leverage idea there. So, and again, do not trade leverage if you don't know what you're doing. Trade a demo account for a long period of time, please. I beg you. I didn't make, I traded for years. I didn't even know what leverage was. I traded 7 years in the stock market before I even knew crypto. And then I traded 4 years in crypto before I touched leverage. So I had 11 years of trading before I even knew what leverage was. Or I kind of half knew, but didn't really understand it. I didn't open up the accounts. I didn't, So I just want to tell everyone you do not need leverage to make tons of money. Okay. I just want to say that. Don't feel like you have to do it. Please don't feel like it. It's a tool, once you understand how to trade, that can be used for an added gain here and there. If you know how to use it, if you know what you're doing. But don't let it consume you. Don't let it eat you alive. I always have spot bags. I'm always building positions. I personally like to do research into, emerging technologies and understand what's happening. To me, that's what I'm passionate about. That's what gets me going. If I had to put myself somewhere, I'd be a speculative investor. First, leverage trader, maybe third or fourth, as one of the skill sets in which I use. So, and I say that honestly because, and it would make me more. It would probably make me more money to say the differ. You see, but it's. I just say what's in my heart, and I got to tell you the truth, right? So that's the truth. Now, and I know it doesn't mean you can't leverage trade. I don't want to discourage people that are doing that. I just say if you do it, you got to do it responsibly. You got to have a risk, and you got to do it the same way you would trade spot. There could be just no different. Risk management, support or resistance, every time. You just got to, square yourself away, know what you're doing, and go for it. All right. Okay, Skynet Semi. I don't own either XY over fall. It's just passing the info. Okay, thank you. Sam's the type of guy that tells his gal, I'm getting bullish signals. It's true. How did you know that? But we'll teach you how properly. Do you have a place that you recommend where I could pay for the trade? I don't know what he's saying. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Someone said XRP is mooning. Well, it's crazy what happened here. We had this beautiful channel. That took a nasty dump, right? When Bitcoin collapsed, every little setup got beat to the ground. But you know what I do is XRP is right back inside the setup. So you would act like it never left. You just act like this didn't happen. As funny as I know that's crazy, but that's how I trade it. A broken pattern trades as if it was never broken. And you just go at the pattern yet again. And so that tells me to go at XRP. XRP looks bullish. I mean, it's very close to its all-time high. And that tells me that the trade is back on. Like same trade, same position, same idea. Just back on. A lot of people took a hit. A lot of people got stopped out. It happened. It is what it is. Is that revenge trading? To some, it may be. Right? Or is that just getting back on the saddle? Does it make somewhat of a right shoulder? See how this is a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder through there? Do we make a little more sideways price action, or are we gone? There's a chance, man. There's always a moment that Bitcoin starts to pump, and that's it. That's the beginning of the next big rally, and everyone who isn't in misses it. That's why everyone freaks out. That's why it's so easy to stop people out. They have the best asset to mess with people because at any moment in time, it could just take off and be absolutely gone. Right? We never know when that could happen. So because of that, you just never know. So XRP getting back inside the horse, getting back above $3. What a dip to 263. If anyone bought that dip, they're in massive gains. The V-shaped recovery of the liquidations during a bull run, unreal. Right? To buy the fear right there at 265. I mean, unbelievable. Right? So holding a spot bag for years has been the best play. Yeah, buying the deep book dip was the easiest trade of my life. Look at that. I love that. I like what he just said. I mean, deep book is so hot, and I got a bag of deep book, and I'm so happy I built it up. I bought a little higher than I wanted to, but it's still huge. The bag made so much money that the DC, you know what I mean? Got into that thing so early. So God, man, deep book ripping. All right. Now, there was some news about ONDO and XRP today. Did you see it? ONDO and XRP getting together, tokenization. And you just want to hear more and more of that. Larry Fink, Brad Garlinghouse sandwich talk. You know what I mean? And shout out to my XRP army and everyone in XRP. I've been in XRP for a long, long time. And it's been a battle. So I've been talking about ONDO breaking out of this 3-day cup and handle for a long, long time. And it's oversold, ready to rock. And I just see ONDO moving. And I said it since here. And ONDO's been up since that like $117, $120 level. Just continues to rip. And I see that other flag that I just drew going to 174. But I'm long ONDO for like, 30,000 or more. And it's only a matter of time. And so let's go ONDO, baby. All the way. So I'm like if you had six grand at 5x leverage, you know what I mean? I'm long ONDO like 32,000 right now. And I'm going for $3, baby. So I'm locked in on the 3-day hidden bullish divergence for Ondo. I'm ready to go. I see the first target 174, $2, and then it boom to 3 beans. All right. What platform do you use most of your trading on? I mean, Coinbase, MEXC. LTC on the 3-day has the 1-minute signal. It doesn't make any sense. LTC on the 3-day has the 1-minute signal. I mean, it looks, you see, every legacy coin is in this cup and handle. We called them all for the bounce here. No one really paid attention. It was like 2 weeks ago. 3, maybe even no, 20, yeah, about 3 weeks ago now. And the time to buy was right there. And despite all the ups and downs, despite all the fear they created, if you really look at it, locked in. You know what I mean? And you say Litecoin about to break above the 200 MA, I don't know. I wouldn't trade Litecoin anyway. Bitcoin struggling 102.9. Let's take a look at BTC and see what's happening for Bitcoin. So up and down, and what happened? Look, resistance, resistance, resistance. So 103.3 is holding us hostage here. Bit of a double top. When does this candle close? In 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And that's some Bear City. We got rejected by the what? The 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. And some could say, that's, this trend line here. And you could drop all the way back. Think about it. You could drop all the way back down. You could see $98,000 BTC. Again, I don't claim to know what's going to happen. Bitcoin is very sketchy the last couple of days. It's been an up and down. Tomorrow we have a CME. We have Fed, right? And so I use the Fed watch tool here to tell us what's likely going to happen. It's basically never been in wrong. And it tells us that there's not going to be a rate hike tomorrow by 99.5%. So that's what it says. That'll be a nothing burger. He might even lay into us and talk a little bearish, and it might hurt risk on assets. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm still long on Bitcoin on this flag. We'll see what happens. We'll come back to it. I like that we're aggressively coming, attempting to try to beat through that 200 MA, but man, a firm rejection by 103,800. Need to get back above that key level to remain bullish. So, and you can just see kind of starting to get that pullback here for BTC a little bit. But now look, you got one huge candle up, one huge candle down. They liquidated both sides of the board. The fact that I'm in my trade, that's why I waited. I said, I'm going to put a limit if they clip it. They did clip it too, and I was in the money, but not enough to really care. And the next thing you know, it was really fast too. It was like, wing, wing, Bitcoin's headed back inside the target. Now, what's the bearish scenario here? I mean, you just got, like what I'm showing you. You're now inside some type of channel. Down, up, and you clipped it. You would come all the way back to the bottom of this channel. Not guaranteeing that's going to happen. I'm just, it looks... How would you play it if it did? What would happen? The 15-minute would lose the 200 MA. You would end up closing a candle or two below it. That would eventually create a catalyst. You would be looking for a bear flag on the 5 or the 1 minute time frame at that point. If you found it, the probabilities would tell you that you were going to go from this node down to that node through the gap in the VRVP, and that takes you to 99.3. So the bear scenarios that could happen. Shoulder kind of like, it just, you never know. I'm open-minded. I'm super creative about it. It doesn't look amazing. Somewhat of cat ears too here. Double topping there. Exactly. Yeah, I know, man. RIP to CBC, man. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Really crazy week. And may God rest his soul, man. My mentor taught me so much, helped me through so much, explained so much. And may God bless him, man, forever, bro. Unreal, right? Unreal. He touched a lot of people. He did a lot for a lot. He helped create the crypto lifer. Let's be honest, I wouldn't be here. We all know that. So may God bless, man. May God bless. Sparky, I love you, brother. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. Anyway, the student has become the master now. Tony Rosas, isn't that crazy how that works 8 to 10 years later? Right? Behind a legend, there's always somebody. Crazy, man. So shout out to the 2,300 beautiful souls here on the live. We're going to keep it kicking for you and show you what's hot in the altcoin space. Bitcoin kind of coming back down and retesting this top trend line. You see that? Breakout retest, kind of what it did on the bigger idea. But look, they liquidated. They're kind of going after both sides of the board. If you're still in a trade and you get rocked somehow, some way, that's crazy, right? So I had a limit here that got ripped down. My stop somewhere down here below the 200. We'll see what happens for Bitcoin. Right now, we're somewhere at break even on that trade. All right. Shout out to Tony. God bless you, man. Thank you. The game has passed down. You have the torch, Sam. Isn't that crazy, though? Isn't that insane? He told me I was his best #1 student. He used to say it. I was the #1 student he ever had. He used to tell me, man, I tell people about you all the time. He's like, you actually went all the way. He's like, I told so many people to go, but you did it. He's like, you did it. And like, he is now gone. Like, I just find that absolutely insane. I just find it's like, it is a passing of the torch. It's a very, very weird. Anyway, back to the basics here. Sorry to get into my old life. People are like, who? I don't want to be too personal. And it could get me choked up a little bit. And I just personally don't want to go there right now. So I'm going to stay off of the topic, even though I brought it up. I get it. Well, someone brought it up in the chat. I just kind of, and again, I love that they did. I don't want Tony, I love you. You're the best, man. If I remember, Tony, you're a huge Heat fan. We always go at it when the Heat and the Celtics play, if I remember correctly. Hope the Heat does well for you this year, buddy. But I hope they don't do as well as the Celtics. Hey, I got the laugh track. You don't. You know what I mean? So, hey. Another one. Hit him with another one. So, price action will be pretty flat until the Fed meeting. It's usually what happens. The day before the Fed, the whole market gets what I call skittish. They all kind of sit and wait and wonder what could be. And it keeps people kind of a little iffy about what's happening in the market. First thing we'll take a look at is just coin market cap. I like to see what's hot in the last hour. Hyperliquid holding $20. Its own ecosystem and a lot of things moving for it. That's definitely, to me, a DCA. I could see that getting into the more $20 billion market cap. But again, do your own research. AOIZ is hot. I own a big bag of it. I bought it last cycle, so I've been holding it for a long time. I just want to see it, make a couple bill market cap and then hop on out. No big deal for me. ONDO ripping up a little bit, 2%, 4%, and 6%, as you can see on the hour, 24, and the week. And then Airweave on my radar too. I like this coin as a DCA. I never jumped into it, but I do like this coin as a DCA. Trump holding 29 official. I hold a big bag of it. I do. I'll tell you the truth. I hold about, 15K of it. And so we'll see what happens. I made some big gains and I threw some of them back into Trump coin, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I'll go down with the ship if it dumps. I'm holding some Trump coin. We'll see what happens. Are you holding some Trump coin like me, or did you dump it? Should I hold Trump coin? Let's take a look at the poll here. Or no, should we keep that? But would you hold Trump coin, or would you dump Trump coin? What would you do? Tell me in the comments here. Pump or dump? Pump or dump? Right, pump or dump? And I just want to know. Or hold or dump? Hold or dump? I want to see hold or dump. We got pump, hold. We got some dump. Ooh, a lot of dumps. The more dumps, the better, right? Because we want it. Okay, so a lot of dumps. So a lot of people think it's dumping it. Wifer holds, I dumped. Rave song right here. That's so funny. Your wife and my wife are so similar, man. Like, she has the NFT cards, and I was like, why would you? And she was like, it's just so funny, man. That's a similar situation there. So it's like we have a duality there. Amazing. I got to see your comment in the sea of comments too, but that's why it helps to have that wrench, though, right? I like how it trades. Hey, are you swing trading still from last week? No. Just letting it see. Be greedy when others are fearful. Amen. I like this guy. This guy's smart. I seen him make some big gains too. Shout out to Bumfat. Bumfat. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Bumfat. But man, even Fetch all the way back to a bean with what's happening here with DeepSeek. SWE will continue to rock because it's a fast, easy chain. SWE is really the play of the entire bull run, man. I think DCing into SWE at low prices is a sweet idea. Get it? A sweet idea. Hey, stop. That's so corny. Don't do that. You don't get that yet. Too big of a market cap. Shout out from Crypto Mafia from the Discord. God bless you. Can't believe Becker even bought a bag of Cardano. That's crazy. Did he really after all that? That's so funny. So let's get back into BTC and I also want to see what the most popular search coins are out there in the game. XTER, Jupiter, Ondo Finance. Jupiter at 120. I mean, you gotta love it. We talked about Jupiter yesterday. Let's go take a look at the Jupiter. And we hold big bags of Jupiter in my trading group. I got into Jupiter on my own. I don't know, but a lot of us saw it early. We were in from pretty sweet times here. So look, Jupiter. And we had it in this little flag. It did a little bit of a dip, but it did pump to that target. And then honestly, you know, it's watching Bitcoin a little bit, but Bitcoin even just continues sideways. And why is Jupiter pumping? Well, it's got the most use case in the game. For a long time, the price looked like it was suppressed, to be dead honest. And I think, you know, they saw that. So they burned 3 billion. And when you burn a large supply like that, it has an effect on the market. And a lot of people also got airdropped it, so it's been trading. So they got more people's hands wet, so to speak. They got the liquidity out there. I see, you know, the 21 touching with low stochastics and lack of bearish momentum. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a move here to 143, 142.80, something like that, 142, somewhere 142, 143 here. I would watch this today. If anything's hot, this looks like it could continue to pump. It's got a great narrative. It's got a great use case. Solana keeps getting bought and sold. More people might even use Jupe. I use Jupe for everything. Solana. Everyone else is using Radium and other stuff. I use Jupe because I just been on Jupe the whole time. Okay. So it's Jupe or nothing for me. Again, shout out to all you beautiful people here that make this show happen. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for all the beautiful likes. Dear Lord, 550 likes have been brought my way today, and I feel so blessed. Those people will get that back tenfold. You give someone a tip, take out your wallet, give some money. You can do so many things to be nice. This is the easiest tip in the world. You just kind of scan over a button and press it with your thumb or finger or whatever kind of mouse you're using. But I greatly appreciate the 572 people now that did hit that like button. You're all blessed, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'm blessed for anything that I do get. Like, I don't deserve anything. Whatever I get, I'm blessed for. So thank you, dear Lord, for what I did receive today. And may I continue to be humble and receive more. Amen. And thank you, everyone, for being here on this channel. And dear Lord, thank you for the life of which you provided for me. I'll continue to show up every single day. I'm going to continue to push, and I'll continue to talk about God's name no matter what. Amen. So can we continue to push? It looks like we may. I like what we're seeing here for Jupiter. And that target is 142.28. And I could be wrong. It could dump to the downside. It could be a little more, you know, overbought, maybe the 4 hour or the 12 hour. Yeah, no, but even that looks like it has a little far for the 21 though. So if you do pump, be careful, you know. This is high risk based on what I just saw in the bigger time frame, but there's a chance it still happens. Jupiter has that narrative right now. Okay. Let's take a look at Toshi. It has been one of the hottest coins. So I looked at this. This is the new thing I'm testing. The sideways Adam and Eve, right? So you act like you live in this sideways world where it just needs to go sideways that way. Eventually that would be up. And you know, it eventually did hit the target of the sideways Adam and Eve. Pretty interesting to me. How when I twist my head, and you'd have to twist your head with me right now and see it like this. But far out. Far out, man. Dude, man. Far out. So, yeah, I like that. It's an interesting concept to think about. Okay. Let's take a look here at Toshi. I love how he's like, far boy is it? I mean, of course. But of course. You know, Toshi, $564 million market cap. Hit this 618 golden pocket, bounced off the 618. And now it's kind of, you know, beginning maybe a possible another leg. This thing went up crazy, did its own thing, And now it's just beginning to consolidate a little bit here. You know, high risk, high reward after it already pumped pretty nicely. It's ideal to be in there, sell there, and then just put a moon bag in maybe there and just walk away. That's like the best way to play these coins. The people that play them that way are kind of doing it the right way. Anything else is really chasing and waiting and being in too, because they're too high risk. All right. But it does say you get another 120% gains up to 003017 for TOSHI. Watch it go sideways in that flag. A lot of buys. Look at that. Not many sells. Look at that. All buys. Buy. A couple sells. Some chunks of selling. But right now, a whole slew of buying for whatever reason. TOSHI could make 120% gains. And that would give it a $1 billion market cap. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that it would take $500 million though. See, that gets me a little lackluster. Like once you're in a coin and then it takes $500 million for you to double up, I start questioning my position size because I'm just like, man, you know what I mean? I was watching this coin last night, Venice. You know, this is a coin by Eric Vornay's, and it allows you to use deep sync, but without the ability, you know, to actually have to use deep sync. Like it uses deep sync itself, and then you log into it or something. This is what I'm gathering. So people don't want to use deep sync because they're afraid of getting, like, you know, their information taken and all this stuff. So this guards you away from getting your information taken, but it gives you the access to deep sync. This is what I've come to figure out. You could say, hey, I'm wrong here, and you might know way more about it than me. But this is what I'm coming to terms with. Bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom attempting to make its way here, but we don't know exactly how it's going to form. A major resistance here at 1939, a major resistance here at about 1681. But a bounce, you know, a heavy bounce there at about $12 and 22 too, resistance. So, you know, that is a descending triangle in my, you know, traditional sense of the word. You could make it a little higher and say, it's trying, you know. For me, I'd like to see it break out. But it has a use case. People seem to like it. But again, right, that doesn't, you know, that's, don't talk about utility out here, right? We just want TOSHI. It's funny, I just talked about this coin, and then someone sent a super chat in at the exact moment after I went over it. Hey, Lifer, can you plug VVV? Do you expect the pump soon? And then make sure I got the right one, 100%. Yeah, $200 million market cap, liquidity. Yeah, that's it right there. And remember, every day we're always going to do we're going to go to anti-rug agent for you. And always check those contract addresses. And make sure you're doing this on a regular basis. Get into the habit of it. Only soul supported. There's another one I had going the other day. I got to find out what it was. Lederhosen, remember that? I thought it was a pattern. I forgot. Yeah, it was the actual, it's that German thing that they wear when they go to Oktoberfest, right? So, you know, Jupiter looks good to me. If anything looks good, Jupiter looks good. And Bitcoin kind of slumping back inside the pattern, looking sloppy. If anything, that's kind of a, let's be honest here, you gotta have to kind of diamond that, right? And to me, it does have some diamond vibes. And, you know, it came in from the bottom. It may just dump out the bottom. And it's at the top of a channel, too. So, you know, I would be careful. I would be watching for the sideways price action inside the diamond here to possibly take you lower for BTC. All right. That's the one thing that I would be looking at pretty closely. And if we lose the 200 MA on the 7-minute time frame, then you got to expect that we'd go through this gap and the VRVP. And you could be revisiting 99,000. So sketchy times ahead when you have a Fed meeting the day before. It's always going to put that eeriness, you know. It's going to be like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of day it is. I wouldn't overtrade today. If anything, smaller position sizes or maybe not even trading at all might be the best look. And again, people don't want to hear that. They don't like hearing that, but that's just kind of what it is. All right. Nice price for a well-developed platform that needs a license. You know, it's crazy. The Miria is such a nice gaming project. It's so sad that it got slammed the way it did. I still hold it, and I have some faith in it, but I mean, you know, it's tough what happened to a lot of those gaming, you know. Price action is a direct reflection of the market sentiment, and that's the trend. That's your friend until the end of the trend. You're so funny. Yeah. Someone said XYO is up and ripping. Let's take a look at XYO network here on CoinX. Wow, that's crazy. Nice pump for XYO. Haven't looked at that puppy in a long time. If you pull the fib on it, it's bouncing off the, oh my gosh, the 786. Isn't that, and if I took that from the very bottom here all the way to that top wick, and it did bounce off that 786 fib retracement. Beautiful what I see happening here for Bitcoin. And then you have resistance here, resistance there, and you made a nice support on that 706 and that level at about 016. XYO finally breaking out of a, you know, basically a 2 months resistance from December 6th. You gotta love that. So now what you're looking for is your first flag. So you got a nice pump, and eventually this is how price action works, right? It pumps and it doesn't just keep pumping. It pumps and it flags and it flags and it consolidates. You know, you're very far from the 21. It tells me that we may have to consolidate a little bit here. You know, I'd watch the 1 hour time frame really. Again, I'd watch the 7 minute to see if it can continue to pump. Very unrealistic because it's getting high risk. But if it's like some crazy pump or it's out of control, the 7 minute will flag, and then you may get a continuation. It may flag downward. You know, after that pump, if you do get it, which is unlikely, but if you do get it, because there's a chance, then it's more likely the 1 hour will kick in and start to kind of flag down. It may already be flagging down now. I mean, that was a massive pump. Just, you know, I've seen both happen. I've seen us extend it on the 1 hour in the 7 minute or the smaller time frame, get one more push. And I've seen us just start to dump on the 1 hour and the 7 minute make a flag, but that flag never really pump. So I've seen both things happen. What most likely happens is we just continue to slump back to the 21 here. And so I would be, you know, thinking of taking some profits if I was in this, but that's up to you. That's what I would be thinking. Shout out to Marcus. Good morning to Marcus. Good morning to the lifers and everybody out there. All right. Hey, Sam, the lifer Piper, leading us through the charts. Truth, brother. Please, much love, brother. And it's not easy when there's a lot of people up and down, when the markets get hit. You know, people look to us and either get angry, mad, upset. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. Being out here on the front lines every day. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. Oh, yeah, I think there's another R in there. Yeah. Pirate Chain, it's on CoinX. It's also on MEXC. I haven't looked at it in a long time. It is a privacy coin. So when we take a look at this thing, I mean, it's at the bottom of its barrel. Like, it's back to where it all began. And this coin came out, what, in January? Even earlier than that. I remember this coin was out 4 years ago. Because I remember the Dollar Vigilante talking about this coin a long time ago. On one of his, like, beach walks there I saw. So, yeah. I mean, it's privacy. It has a good idea, and it's at the bottom, the lower it's ever been. If you believe in it, there's probably a move, but I'd be careful. It's too risky for me. Doesn't mean there's not a move there, but it's way too risky for me. That is a cup and handle. It is revisiting its previous bottom. You're not chasing green candles, I'll tell you that. You're buying discount, but very, very risky, in my humble opinion. All right? So... What's good, Sammy? Thank you for the time again. Sorry I'm late watching at work. No worries, man. God bless you. Nice shout out for the Dollar Vigilante. I made great gains in the Pirate Chain down to them. Yeah, remember that back in the day? Hey, he put that coin out we're talking a long time ago, right? Like, that's a long, like, so if you're Dollar Vigilante status, you're OG. You're OG in the space for sure, right? That dude's cool. I mean, that dude is a legend in the game of, you know, he's a legend in the game. Yeah. And I don't live there anymore, just so you know, even though you think I do. I promise, you know, I don't. No. I used to, though. It was a good place to live. Shout out to the Dollar Vigilante A School. All right, can you take a look at peak of the middle chart? Let's take a look at the fan funding here for everybody. Sammy, Lifer. Hey, Lifer, can you please look at VV? LTC on the 3-day. And we're getting through these super chats pretty nicely here. We looked at, so let's take a look. We got Friedrich, XCN. God bless you, man. Take a peek at Toshi. Yep. ONDOAI, someone asked about. ONDOAI. ONDOAI on MEX C2. Ondo DeFi. Brand new, just came out. I mean, it's basically got two words, right? Two punch words that want to get people going. Is it the hottest thing since sliced bread? Do they have a team? Is it doxed? All questions that would be good to have answered before you jump on in. A lot of people just take two keywords and make it sound awesome. Tag words, whatever you want to call it, right? Trend words. But when you really look down at the meat and potatoes underneath the hood, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So, Ondo. I want to see Ondo break back above the 200 MA. You know what I'm saying? ONDOAI, like if I were to take it seriously, it's super low though. I mean, it just came out on MEX C. Let me take a look at how it looks on the DEX. ONDOAI. Ondo DeFi. And remember, a lot of people got wrecked. The market's going to take some time to recover too. You know, there's a lot of people in the market that just got absolutely demolished. Where's Bitty Bitty Bitcoin? Got hit up all the way to 1025, man. Beat to the ground for BTC. Let's take a look at BTC again. And I caution any trading today. Look, just back and forth. Price action here. You see? We even identified a bit of, but just back and forth price action. I mean, not that bad. At the end of the day, it's still in a flag that's above the 200 MA. So it tells me to stay somewhat bullish because you're above the 200. If we lose that, that's when I would start to look for bear flags. That's when I would say, all right, and we're probably going to gap down and possibly back to 99K. You can see that gap in the VR. We went over this already, though, in depth, right? And people are super emotional. Just a little dip down to 1025 gets them freaked out. The pump up to 1038. These are just like, it's behaving similar to like a Friday or a Thursday afternoon with low volume and sketchy price action. So just be careful. And shout out to Steve Nutt. God bless you, man. And we went over R. We looked at VVV and Litecoin for after hours investing. Karaku Gamer, you rock Sammy, ONDOAI, and Pika Toshi. And we did all those things. God bless you all. Thank you for Cherry City Bullies. So cool. And first Aaron Met. First Emirate, right? First Emirate, I guess. Something like a play on words there. All right. So keeping the energy up. Let's get the lemon into the water. Keep sipping that water. It's not easy to stay focused. It's not easy to push yourself in these times. It's not easy to stay disciplined. These are the days you just want to turn around, go somewhere else, but you never know. Could be the next opportunity, next coin, next lesson that you learn that propels you to greatness. So I'm always right there. Even when I want to turn away, I take a look at this market and I'm always like, man, right? So this is high risk, high reward on Jupe right now. I just got to say, no guarantees just because it looks like a great flag. The bigger time frames are getting overbought. You know, so definitely something you want to mind. I hold this long term throughout the bull run. That's my best play on these, you know, because it's utility and it can get us moving. Shout out to the 730 beautiful souls that hit the like button. Thank you so much for the like button, dear Lord. And thank you for everyone that hit that like button. Not for the like button, but for the people that did hit the like button. I misspoke there, but thank you, dear Lord, for everyone that hit the like button. And I really appreciate that. I can't believe you send that many beautiful people in my life every day on this channel. So stay blessed. Yeah, moving forward, trading is a little dry today. You're not going to see a lot of magic. You know, there's a chance we get a huge short squeeze and we continue to pump. And that's why I got along on that flag, but we'll see what happens. It's pretty dry right now. We've been sideways, 1025, 103. You know, we did get that quick little pump to 1038. Nice little boom. So we did get the reaction I was looking for, but it wasn't sustainable. We didn't hold any levels. We went too far away from the 21, which meant we had to come back to it in order to remain normalcy, right? And let's take a look. So I want to find out what this XTER is. Let's take a look at what it is and do some deep dives together here. It's a great day for some research. XTER, right? Market cap, and see what people are talking about it, why they're looking at it, what's happening. It's got a $45 million market cap. There's 1 billion. Circulating supply only has 10% of the supply, which tells me could be some drops there, right? It's XTER on MEXC at 40 cents. Very low volume. It does have $9 million in volume in 24 hours, though. Bybit, wow. MEXC and Bybit actually mirroring each other pretty close to, you know, the amount. And BitGet, those are the big places you're going to want to, that would have the most, you know, the most volume. Let's take a look at XTERIO and see what's happening here. XTER, all right. And on Bitcoin now, or on Jupiter. Let's see, Jupiter. I just want to use like the chart here. So MEXC, USDT on MEXC. And I want to read about it too. What is it? It's a game developer and publisher with a global team footprint. XTERIO's cross-platform portfolio will focus on multiplayer games with deep, rich gaming experiences across multi-genres enhanced by player ownership. We aim to develop Web3 native universes that will expand AIM. So they got nothing going on. When I hear the word we aim, doing nothing, right? We are a group of proven game veterans from Fun Plus Electronic Arts. Okay. We want to give legitimacy and trust to the nascent Web3 gaming and bring 3 billion gamers amazing worlds and gameplay by leveraging our decades of AAA and F2P learning. So, hey, I mean, okay. It has a good idea, but it doesn't look like they got much going on just yet. They're just a name with an idea. Like most coins out here, right? In this crypto space. I mean, if you see it, it's in a beautiful, like it came out, went sideways, and it's in an uptrend right now. Like you can draw this trend line, and I just, okay, uptrend, right? Now, would I buy this coin? I don't think so, but I just want to see what it is, and you never know. What if it does get pretty hot? And next thing you know, everyone's talking about it, and 2 weeks from now, maybe it will have more liquidity, more volume. It might be worth. I mean, it's still at a pretty good volume, 9 million. Like, see, 12 million on Bybit. It's attempting the higher low. It's pretty risky. Take a look at the 1 hour time frame. Anyway, it doesn't look amazing to me. I just wanted to check it out instead of just saying, oh, I don't know what that is. I wanted to check it out and take a look at what it was. All right. So look, Bitcoin likely to dump into liquidity. See how all this liquidity built up? 1021. These are stop losses, and they're going to get wrecked right now. They're going to take out the stop losses right now. They're going to stop hunt. They may even take it all the way down to 100,001. So I see a bearish move here for Bitcoin beginning to form on the day. All right. And as we showed you, it's starting to look to me like a possible diamond, right? I'll hang out on the long, and they'll have to stop me out below the 200 MA because that's just how I am. I'm stubborn about it, but we'll see. It's not amazing. Like we dumped, then we pumped, then we dumped again. We're back inside the pattern. So I'm not getting my confirmation that I like. I'm not getting, you know, it's a little flat here for BTC. Price action could go all the way down to $101,000 possibly. You see on the low here. So just be careful. Again, there's 3 trades. You're DCing, for me, there's 3 trades. I'm DCing a new coin that matters, that I appreciate, that I'm willing to hold for a long period of time. I usually get in real early, begin to build the bag. So even if it goes up and down throughout later on in the market, I'm all right. And I can kind of withstand the market pullbacks. Number 2, I'm in a swing trade that I'm willing to get in or out on, and I take my hit or not. You know, or I'm in a leverage trade of a smaller time frame or maybe bigger one with the same parameters. But like, there should never be like these emotional moments where you're freaking out or running into or getting up, because every trade should have been a thought out idea. Well, this is what I'm willing to risk. And if it doesn't happen, then I'm going to get stopped out, and it is what it is. You can see Bitcoin not looking good. And again, we probably lost the 5-minute 200 MA. We did, see? Once you lose the 5-minute 200 MA, things can get pretty bearish. And once you lose, the catalyst for the move was probably the 1 minute losing the 200 right there. Yeah. And once the 1 minute lost the 200, look, there was a head and shoulder there. The 1 minute is amazingly accurate. So we didn't look at it. You wouldn't have seen how bearish, like I didn't look at it. So you couldn't see how bearish things were, but it said that was a head and shoulder about to dump in your face. And there it goes to the measured move, and we lose the 200 MA. It's amazing how accurate the 1 minute is. It's almost like the best time frame to be on, even though it seems the most treacherous to beginners. And people tell you, hey, stay away from the 1 minute. It's all just noise, but it really isn't. There's so much information on the 1 minute time frame. All right. Thank you for showing up every day. I sometimes motivate myself just knowing you are not taking the day off. Why would I? Can you look at FRIC on the 4 hour? We'll take a look at FRIC. FRIC. Yeah. Can you check on Sui? Yeah. Sui U? Rumors of DEVVEN partnership with NASDAQ launching an exchange. Interesting. Blessing, Sammy. XTER is down. Can you give an outlook on this? I mean, it got pumped up huge. So it was likely to probably take a nasty pullback, right? Let's take a look at XTER from Margaret. God bless you, Margaret. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so again, we drew the fib, said it would likely bounce somewhere off that 786, right? To the 618 golden pocket, and we'll do it again. But see how it's even forming a bit of a right shoulder there? Almost a shoulder head right shoulder. Looks pretty bearish to me. If we take a look at the daily time frame, you're just too far away from the 21-day moving average. And so, for me, you're likely coming back down to the 21. You can pull a whole fib here. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, this just looks like what's going to happen. I mean, you had a massive pump. It was unrealistic. It was unsustainable. And what happens is people start to take profits, and they do it in these moments. And so, boom. It's likely coming back down to that key area, if it, you know. And again, you hope it holds there, about 1.9, almost 2 cents, right? So that's what I see happening for XTN. I would patiently wait for it to get back to the 21-day moving average on the daily. It's not easy to do, but you get better at it over time, and you'll be patiently able to nail it. All right. Let's look at DEVVEN here on MEXC and see what's happening for DEVVEN. Project's actually been hotter than most. You can see how it's getting propped up on those, like it's supposed to fall, but it keeps seeing just like bouncing right there on a straight line. So for whatever reason, it has that strong support. It doesn't look amazing though. Like the price action's pretty awkward. If anything, I would just say it has to break through this trend line, you know. The 4-hour time frame is it's in a bit of a descending triangle, is it not? You know. Some bullish signs are it's above the 200 MA and it's getting tight in price action. But I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin slumps, this will slump too. And you need to see that bounce with the break back above that key level. You know, it almost looks like it's going to make a right shoulder here too, though. Something to pay attention to that could play out, right? But it's up to you. You know, I don't know. I don't, okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, it just, you know, DEVVEN doesn't look amazing to me, right? I'm Ito's group as well. A new member, do you have a source you explain stochastics RSI in detail? We can talk about it some now, maybe. I feel blind without the stochastics. Yes, we have an entire depository of information. All right. If you go into the Discord and you go down to the content directory, the first thing you got to do when you enter the Discord, number one, is you get this, you know, a thing, and it tells you, hey, go here and hit the watch first videos, and you'll watch all the videos first. This will blow your mind. Then it tells you to go to the read first. All right. And then you read first. And you do all the things in the read first. Here's a course right here. Crypto Live is proud to offer you his free trading class exclusively to members of the group. It's a must watch and prepare to take notes. I mean, this is amazing. People are joining the group and not taking this, and it's just like, that's worth money right there, that class. So jump on in and take advantage of all the resources inside of my Discord. It's not even just like, oh, you know, we have a signals group. That's great. And I love that I let people, you know, we make gains on XEN. And again, there's awesome gains. But this is really what people pay for, this content directory. And there's a stochastics masterclass in there. There's Fibonacci. There's supportive resistance. There's everything you need at your fingertips. Even DeFi understanding and more. All right? And of course, if you want the gains are here. All right? People are making massive gains. We're putting out the gains. And, you know, accurate calls for Bitcoin. Saw that parabolic move for Fart Boy before it happened. Another accurate, you know, that Bitcoin was likely going to fall back down. I don't call that accurate call because I wasn't sure which way it was going to go, but we were able to see once it dumped exactly where it was going to go, and it bounced perfectly off that key level. I don't know how the heck that happened, but it was like, you know, Anyway, and then the XEN call that was just like unbelievable. And the OHM call, the only two really things that were hot on the weekend. So anyway, for $3 a day, I think we do a dang good job, less than $3 a day. Come and find out. Give us the test. Tell us how you feel. And we don't take days off. I'm here every single day. So it's up to you. All right. So pretty dry day after that massive liquidation. All right. I saw you. What do you think about this coin? Can you take a look there? I mean, because Fartboy and all those other coins did well, it looked interesting. But the very small amount. Right? Been going sideways, which is accumulation. You know, as crazy as it sounds, and you can see it's got that rounded bottom. Anytime something rounds a bottom, over time it could be somewhat bullish. So we'll see. All right, and it could easily go to zero. All right. So Bitcoin, you know, just to me, attempting an inverted head and shoulder there. But really, when you look at it, just look at more bearish than bullish. Stochastic's pointing down like it wants to dump. That takes you to 1018. And there's just more. Look at that red. It's just they want to take us right there to liquidity. 101,000, 100,000. And then all the way down to 97K. I would be careful. It looks like they're going to take us down again. I mean, I'd just be very careful. Or they're going to play with the idea they're going to liquidate the 97,000 people. All right. Yeah, so I would be off of the bigger trades off. I'd take a deep breath the next couple of days here until we get that Fed meeting. If anything, it looks more bearish than bullish. People are going to start pricing in that he's going to say, you know, a bunch of bearish nonsense and talk a bunch of bear city. Look at this. Look how head and shoulder that looks. Run up, run up, run up, run down, run down, run down, right? Now you're looking for like a double bottom in the 1 minute. I mean, when that happens, it's slim pickings. That's letting go. I see us further down, 1016. All right. Sammy cup it handy to the downside. I know, right? I want to join the 99. That's the way to do that from your website. Just click on, it's pretty simple. Go to cryptolifer.com and hit subscribe. In the upper right-hand corner there, takes you to join the monthly, quarterly, or the annual subscription. Thank you so much for doing that. I greatly appreciate that. And thank you for asking. Very nice of you. Do you know what Bitcoin recovery do? I live in North Orlando. I sent several Bitcoin from a 2000 wallet and the change never came back. I sent several Bitcoin wallet from a 2011 wallet. And the change never came back. Interesting. Yeah. Looks like they want to grab that liquidity all the way down to 97,100 and then resume back up. I mean, if anything, it may be the case. That's where most people are. Maybe 102 holds. There's a chance that we get the pump to 104. Anything is possible. You have to be open-minded. You can't tell yourself, oh, this is what's going to happen for sure. You never know. Look at that bounce right back up. Crazy, right? Nice bullish divvy there. But man, wow. And now that might make an inverted shoulder, head, right shoulder, and keep us back in the game here. This is just insanity. If anything, I would just open up this flag. I'm more bearish until the bulls, the bulls have to show us the inverted. So today is a mess. Charts don't look great. It's not your day to trade. It's not my day to trade. I would love it. It's not when I'm like, woo, 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 Again, we did lose the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, shorted, and we shorted it, right? So if you just sit on the 1 minute and go up and down, it seems like it would be so simple, right? But it takes a lot of discipline, and you have to focus and do it only that. Really takes a lot of focus and discipline. So you can't have other things in your head and your mind. You got to be only on that and just nailing it. Have you checked out Cloudy Heart? She's a musician, AI agent. On Spotify. We'll soon have a music. Could be our first AI popularity. I keep hearing about Cloudy. I have heard about her. I was hearing about her last night on Twitter. I was like, who is this Cloudy? It's so funny when you go on deep dive and people would just say names, but they won't say anything. And you're like, who are they talking about? I mean, the chart looks horrible. It's kind of making lower lows right there. I mean, I don't know. Chart doesn't look amazing at all to me. So if this is the right one, I don't know. It doesn't look good to me. Good morning, Sam. Hope all is well, brother. Thank you. Learning a ton from you, and I appreciate the knowledge. Can you take a look at XRP for me, please? Thank you. We did take a look at XRP, and to us, it made it back inside the pattern. That's how I looked at it, and other people look at it somewhat differently. And again, maybe it comes back down right here. Maybe it's a false move back up. Even now, I see it kind of doing something like this, and that would be like a cool inverted head and shoulder, right? And then it would break on out. But beautiful recovery for XRP after the bounce off the 4-hour 200 MA, right there, or pretty close to it. That's unbelievable. Someone wants Gabriel M. Leon is asking about ENA. TA on ENA short and mid time frames. God bless you. Let's take a look at ENA. Athena. Now I own some of this coin. It stakes very well. People like the rewards. They're into it. They seem to go to bat for it for whatever reason. It was pretty flat for a long time. Price action tends to, be pretty sticky with this coin. But let's take a look at what I see happening. The first thing I do is pull a Fibonacci from this exact low area, and you might want to put a line there just to keep you on track. And then we pull this all the way back up here to this key level. And it shows that we're in this, to me, a bit of a falling wedge that broke back inside, and then now it's 618 golden pocket. Looks like we'll get there. So it looks like there is going to be a little more downside before the upside, but the general bigger idea is that it's in a giant cup and handle, and it could do some serious damage. So we are watching it very closely, and anything is possible. Something that could definitely pump, but we don't know. It's a bit iffy at the moment. Could it come back down to the 618 golden pocket? That's what we're looking for. That's the key area that we want to see, right? So it looks like there's going to be more of a drop. When you lose that high volume node, you drop down through the gap, and it looks like it's about to pass through the gap. So I'm so excited to be part of the trading group. God bless you. Thank you so much. And I hope you learn an amazing amount and push yourself to the limit and help others too. That's the key. Once you learn something, help someone else that was as lost as you were when you started, and just keep paying that forward. And that's the whole point. All right. Critical times here for BTC, hugging 102,000. The most boring Tuesday you'll ever have is the Tuesday before a Fed meeting. It'll always be tough trading. It'll never be easy. And if anyone ever told you it was easy, get away from them. That's what my father always said. If anyone told you it was easy, get away from them. Nothing's worth doing is easy. So don't hang out with people that think it's easy, want it to be easy, or looking for the easy way out, using the word easy. I had to use the word easy to talk about being easy, but not in the sense of it's easy, because nothing is easy. Not the smallest task that seems so basically tiny and unneeded. Nothing is easy in this world. Prepare for the bounce back to the upside. Let's go. I don't know what this is. Look at the price action. It's just insane. Messy is as messy does. And, as long as, there's a chance we're still in the trade, we'll see what happens. So Elon Musk's dream of digital payments for X users takes shape with a Visa partnership. Elon Musk's vision to provide X users with digital wallets is beginning to take shape as the social media platform CEO Linda Yaccarino announced a partnership with Visa on Tuesday. But that wasn't the partnership we were looking for. We're looking for a more crypto partnership. No? Well, let's see how this goes, though. Jimmy knows. Amen. Yeah. Render going to zero along with the rest of the alts. Oh, my gosh. Patrick. Why so negative? Yeah, why would we partner with the old payment? Another milestone for Everything app. Visa is our first partner for the X Money account. We will debut later this year. Said in an X post, Visa will enable users to fund their digital wallet, transfer funds to bank accounts, and peer-to-peer payments. The move is part of Musk's broader strategy of creating super app akin to WeChat. Given Musk's close association with U.S. President Donald Trump, who has increasingly embraced crypto, it raises the possibility that X Wallet could eventually allow for the storage of digital assets like Bitcoin. I mean, imagine being able to sell Bitcoin right to your bank, though, right through X, and have everything be seamless, and have centralized DEXs and everything be kind of all together at one. This is really the future. This is what we're looking for. So I guess we do kind of want a dinosaur payment network back in there to really change and everything. Everybody trusts Visa. You have to remember that. All your old people, they hear Visa. Oh, it's okay now. You know what I'm saying? Your mom and pop, you know, your grandma, grandpa, your aunt and your uncle out there and kid tech, you know. I'm just saying there's people, and there's people everywhere that know the sauce too, no matter where. But that idea is, you know, something you want to think about. All right. And, you know, they buy more Bitcoin too. MetaPlanet announces a $745 million raise for a record Bitcoin purchase. More buys keep coming in from around the world. More companies are waking up. They know what's happening. All right. So Bitcoin battling at 102,300. And everyone said the sell-off was from DeepSeek. If everyone knows the news now, DeepSeek came out. It was basically like an open AI from China. And it was so amazing and better than anything else that it said it crashed the altcoin market and everything dumped. I mean, I think we were just in for a pullback and it happened. You know, Bitcoin was in a symmetrical triangle that could go either way. We were just waiting on, you know, I don't know, man. And honestly, 90% of the symmetrical triangles I've covered have dumped. So more probability of a dump there. It was what it was. So everyone tries to make up these reasons for things to happen. All right. Wish you were on Moon Rabbit. Hearts AI taking a beat down a bit today too. Humans. So the market's not amazing, but that doesn't mean you give up on yourself. That doesn't mean you give up on the old, you know, you reassess, you see what's happened. It's a really good time to reassess the portfolio. You know, a couple weeks back, I looked at it, and even this week, I looked at it, and I sold some things off that just didn't suit me, that I may have made a playoff that didn't, you know, maybe aren't really working out. I rearranged some capital. And I'm going to do that again this weekend and into this week. It's just, I'm feeling it's that time to kind of repurpose. You know, we had a run up in virtuals. Things got crazy. Things are settling back off. And you kind of want to see what happened after all that. Where do you stand? Did you win? Did you lose? What were your strong points? What were your weak points? And kind of where are we now? This is a longer bull run than I've ever been through. There's been so many different catalysts and movements throughout it. It never stayed the same. And through one section of time, it just continued to move. So this is just, it hasn't been easy, you know. Last night I sleep on my trades. Tonight I'm going to risk off. No shorts or longs. Hey, sometimes it's the best thing to do is to watch the market. Can you take a look at DGen and give your opinion on it? Thank you. A lot of people think DGen has bottomed. Again, they take the market to these low places before they take it up. Remember, right now you're watching the 1 minute attempting to make an inverted head and shoulder here and save the day for the bulls. I see an ascending triangle that could go either way as we get tighter in the channel. The dump down to 101.5 or the pump back to 103. If you had Bookmap there for you, it tells you, hey, you're dumping. You shrink these down and they'll line right up with liquidity, basically. It says you're about to dump. And now you can see there's even more stop losses down there at about 90,000. So people think it's okay. They want to keep longing the lows and opening up more stop losses, which creates more liquidity for the dump. They don't understand they're creating a bait for the bigger move. They become bait for the bigger move. All right. Watch your cryptos that have the highest volume and day trade. Exactly. That's what I do a lot. 100%. Yeah, could you take a look at yeah, we'll take a look at DGen's, you know, so look, if anything, if I had to tell you, it looks like we're going to dump. I say more downside for Bitcoin right now. Just because look at the head and shoulder, we lost the 200 MA. I see more downside for BTC. I see Bitcoin coming down about 80% chance. You're going to see Bitcoin dumping. I could be wrong. But to me, that's just looks the most likely scenario. I mean, I would have told everyone to stay away from Ethereum the whole time. Everyone got so excited about ETH. It's about to be time. I don't know. I don't think so. And shout out to the fan funding and everybody in here. God bless you all. Thank you so much for the super chats. And don't get down. Work out today. You know, go for a walk today. Make sure you get your mind free. Realize that you're a human being. There's more to life than all the money in the world. And again, I know it's not easy, but deep breaths every day. You'll make it one step at a time. All right. It's not easy. I was there 100 times before. I worked a night shift. I was attempting to find my way. It's never easy. It's never been easy. It's still not easy for me every single day. I have so much of my net worth in, and I fight through it all the time. So, yeah. But there you have it, man. And today is the 28th, right? Yeah. So let's see. Even if we're bearish, we should get a bounce, right? I can't make heads or tails of it. It's a mess today. I'm still long because I'm above the 15,200. Like, that's as simple as I take it. When I don't know what's going to happen to the market, it's just a simple idea to me. Above that, I stay long. Below that, I'm out. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, a lot of times, we rip to the upside and somehow I'm in the trade. I'm not a genius. I'm a simple person. I just do the same thing over and over again. I find that's how you win in trading. Look at that pump. Back to the upside, and it looked bearish right just a second ago. Now the inverted head and shoulder kicks in. Look at it. But I mean, I wouldn't. I'd stay off the smaller time. I wouldn't trade anything lower than the 1 hour, the 15. Small time. Look at the treachery in the small time frames. They're going to go after you. If you don't get hit off, it's going to be like, wow. All right. Okay. And again, you see people that have passed. And, someone I knew in our community passed. And it reminds you, man, that life is just not guaranteed. Right? Not in the lifer community, but in my community where I live here out in Sarasota. Again, she's an older woman. I mean, she lived her life, but it is what it is. Right? Jim Cramer telling everyone that he owns Bitcoin, they should like Bitcoin. I mean, it's the worst, right? I never want him to positively talk about an asset I'm in. Usually the day after he says that, there's some type of nasty pullback. Something happens to the asset, and we get a bit of a dump, right? Shout out to Jade Chains, members only trading. My man, Crypto Muser, God bless you, brother. Paul, he's super funny today. Trezor got back to me. I couldn't see my Solana balance. We're going to take a look at that again today and make sure that looked good. They said it should be fine. We'll see. But thank you for getting back to me, Trezor. We appreciate it. All right. Kramer's Bitcoin and Norm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 102, 160. So follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. All right. And there's always so much crazy information out there every day on Twitter, too, that'll blow your mind. So Bitcoin, not fun to trade. Back and forth. Tripping people out. We had one nice pump to the upside to 103.8, and that was about it today. The excitement looked like we were going to get the move. No. So trading's been very tight. It's been very tough. A lot of up and down price action. And then they took us to the tightness. Hey, we did lose the 200 MA, which told us to short. And boom, nasty dump to the downside, right? I could even tell where we were going to go down to the two. Once you lose the 1 hour 200 MA, one candle fell. I said we're going to fall to the 2 hour 200 MA. Once you start to lose that, even a little bit, you have to assume you're going to go to the 4 hour 200 MA. And that's exactly what happened. I remain bullish as long as we stay above it. But look how the 4 hour is curving and overbought. You see that? Curving there in the RSI. RSI is in the middle, but it could even just go sideways and create a dump. So tough times ahead. 15 minute could possibly still keep us, but right now, look, it's right on the 200. Now there's we're testing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Not an amazing time. A tough Tuesday, I'll tell you that over here with the Fed meeting tomorrow. Thanks for all having words of encouragement. Hey man, what else can we have? Honestly, I go live every single day. What else can I have? This is my job. I'm out here, right? This is where I'm at. So I either got to have fun with it. We got to push forward. We got to make it happen. Hey, in a second, this thing could rip. And everyone was like, oh, you were scared. No, you were scared. I had a super chat for Swee. I thought it was something different though. It looked like SWI U or something, so I wasn't sure. Let's take a look. So SWI is one of the stronger coins. If anything would hold, it could be SWI. But look, I drew this on the daily time frame, and it looked like SWI was going to come down to the 21-day, the 200-day moving average. You see that? And once you start to collapse and lose this trend, like this was a parabola number one and a trend line. Let me show you. Everyone's like, buy the dip, keep buying more. I mean, if you're DCAing, yeah, the lows are the best. But I could see this drop now. Once you go through all the moving averages, you're still falling. You usually come to the 200 MA. It tells me that a 230 SWI is likely. Wow, 777's right there too. But see, it broke the parabola. It broke the trend. Or did it break the trend? You could say that it's still in a nice uptrend. That's literally the trend right there. Kind of say it wicked right off the trend line. That's its only hope, that it holds this diagonal trend, you see? But there could be a fall down to that 200 MA there. Take a look at your 4-hour time frame. And again, yeah, you lost the 200 MA. When you start to curve the moving averages and lose, that's usually when the top and you start to roll. Again, I'm not saying there couldn't be a bounce here on the smaller moves, but market, you know, and if this recovers, it recovers like this. Like it would have to bounce. Make some type of, you know, and like get tight or something. It might even be closer than that. But I got to tell you, it doesn't look amazing. And you're below moving averages now. When you lose the 4-hour 200 MA, you have to think you're going to the 6, to the 8, to the 10, to the 12. And you did go to the 12, and then so the next is the 22, and then the daily. So like, this is telling me and telegraphing me that it's going to come back down to the daily 200 MA. And SWI might take a big hit here. So I don't mean to be the bearer of bears news. It just looks like that could happen. Even if Bitcoin pumps up, there could be some Bitcoin dominance going through. And that looks like it's going to dump for whatever reason. Next target would be 311. So Black Swan by DeepSeek, is that like, that's what everyone's trying to say. Like all coins were Black Swan by DeepSeek. I mean, I firmly don't want to believe that. Just narratives, China narratives really just create bearishness. Previous support is resistance. Could be a huge bounce here and everyone will like, no. But man, yeah, just in the last few days, collapsing from 4 and dropping to 378. Stronger than most, but look, I mean, it doesn't look amazing. Go to your 3-day chart. Your 3-day chart also lost the 21 and looks like it has more downside, at least to the 50-day moving average. So the 53-day moving average. So that, I mean, that's just, SWI don't look good, man. If you believe in the project, it's a great DCA, but you got to believe in the project and you got to believe in crypto long term. A lot of people are having their beliefs shut off. I'm seeing it. So when you beat a market like this, it's insane. Nobody likes Sammy Cup and Handy. Nobody. Go tell nobody likes Sammy. Nobody. Go tell them about your friends. Help them get the word out. Help others. God bless you, Givers Gain. And there's nobody like Crypto Billy, man. Get the word out for Crypto Billy. He's amazing. And he does a space every Tuesday. I got to start doing the spaces again, man. Yeah, exactly. Have we talked about XYO and a later one announcement? No, but that sounds amazing. And that's why XYO feels like it's doing some damage today. So, and again, we always paint these bleak pictures when time is sideways. We are just sideways today, everybody. Well, look, we got the pump. The inverted head and shoulders saved the day. So far, a little bit of movement there. And we can say, okay, we didn't make that flag, you know. I don't know which way that was going to go, but we did make the right shoulder. Once that was confirmed, you had a way out. But still, I don't put a lot of faith in that. I don't put a lot of, oh my God, that's absolutely amazing. That's tight, right? It's like, yeah, man, price action, you got to give me some fun. But, you know, I remember the days when we're hitting hard. Everything we're talking about is ripping. It's awesome. And so we got to remember that. I go live every single day. There's going to be some sloppy days, right? There's going to be some days that the market doesn't give us much movement. There's going to be some days that don't, but that's why we show up every single day. We push ourselves every day because when the day does give us something, when the day does have a move, we want to be ready for it. We don't want to be drunk from last night. We don't want to be depressed because, you know what I'm saying, we ate all the wrong foods and we didn't work out. We want to be ready. We want to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to rock. So, you know, if we do complete this move, you want to see us possibly flag out. If we get above the 200, we're back in action. And that would be a catalyst for a nice little scalpelino. All right. Is it really news that China makes things way cheaper? Cost of living is up 7x. I know, right? No, I was scared. You're funny. I said XRP, but I said others like ADA, ETH, XRP aren't even near all-time highs. XRP and Bitcoin are the only things that have really shown crazy movement in the large caps. I mean, Cardano had a pretty big move, but it was a few, you know, like a few months back now. This is how they crash the AI coins to buy the bottom. I mean, whatever we want to tell ourselves to feel better, right? Sorry, the dollar super chat. You're better than a dollar. Ondo and Soul. You're so funny, man. Super chats. FRIC, ENA. I looked at ENA. I didn't look at FRIC, though. Let's take a look at FRIC on MEXC. Wow, it's pumping on the 3-day there. I don't know what it is. It seems to be in a bit of an uptrend, though. And what we're looking for it to kind of go more sideways before it can bump on out, right? You got to get that bounce. You get that bounce, it would entice me for a little long. I would watch it closely. I'd put an alert here. I wouldn't trade it just yet, but I'd put an alert on it. And I'd watch it. Yeah, so I'm not crazy for Cocoa Puffs right now. I'm not going all in on altcoins or even just on swing trading them or posting them heavily. I got to wait to see what happens with the Fed meeting. We got to kind of have to watch what goes on. Bitcoin fighting the liquidity down there, 1025. People still trying to long. They're long, and with the lifer, they're going to see if we're going to make it through. And when we cross this line, we'll get an alert. Bing, 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 bing. Kind of a fun way to do it. Altcoin season does not happen when Bitcoin tops. That's just not true. DeepSeek neglected to mention the 50,000 NVIDIA chips they use because they're not supposed to have them. Interesting. So there's going to be some serious controversy coming there. Yeah. Interesting. And we looked at Ondo, we looked at Sol. We didn't look at Sol. Let's take a look at Solana. So Solana was in that beautiful flag, looked awesome. When Bitcoin tanked, everything tanked. We lost the 200 MA, boom. Wouldn't have stopped on a Sol trade. I didn't have the trade open on Sol, but I'm long on Sol since 109. I mean, a sell at 298 would have been a, oh man. But Sol does this. It likes to make these big moves, come back down. Look at Sol. Is this the end of the Sol rally? Let's take a look at the 3-day chart for Sol. I mean, it's getting high and curving, and it's showing bearish div. Whenever I've seen the 3-day show bearish div like that, we've taken a dump on any asset that I've been on, you know, that I've been into. So that looks bearish to me for Solana. It doesn't look amazing. Right there too, it doesn't look good. It just looks tough. We do got this trend line kicking us right now that may hold us down. And a bounce here. And we have some support and resistance at right about 224. Pretty close to where we're at. But the 3-day looks like it's doing a bearish div and going to collapse. It just looks like it's bearish. Same thing here on the daily. So if you don't get a bounce sooner than later out of a flag like so, I give it 3 days tops, like 3-4 days at the very most. You're going to start possibly dumping here. Sol's going to have to really respect this $223 level. You see Sol at 219, that's not a good look. That's going to be some tough times ahead, in my humble opinion. And I could be wrong. Maybe it wicks there, but if you see it really closing candles down there and starting to hang out, basically that lower, you're going for possibly a lower low on that idea, you know. Really want to see SOL bounce here is very important. Almost like you got to see Bitcoin bounce. And that's just not happening right now. Bitcoin back at 101, like I showed you, look at that. Look at that. Look what they did. They ripped it and then just blah. Trading has been insanely treacherous. And again, we are probably going to lose the 15-minute 200 MA now. Once we lose that, that's when things will get hairy. This will look like a Bart Simpson pattern, and we will continue to dump. As I showed you, you'll come right to here. If you lose this high volume node, you'll drop to 98,800. Anything is possible. We're still inside of the flag, but it barely. Like absolutely barely, right? I would not go bullish at all, like if you were like swing lev trading, unless we get back above the 200 MA on the, you know, the 1 hour time frame. That 1 hour is the one for me. We got rejected by it today too, which was a massive rejection. Above that would have been smooth sailing. And again, we're back up 10200. So I would just, we're going to range. And the day before the Fed meeting is tough. I got to tell you, I know I said it 100 times, but it just is what it is. All right. And tomorrow we'll go live twice with the Fed meeting. We'll see the volatility. If I see a trade tonight that looks good, we'll set it up. But for the most part, we're just going to kind of watch the market and be easy. Right. Everybody, so many people are going to tell you so many different things and your emotions are going to run wild. What I heed you to do is learn technical analysis, get an education. Years from now, I've been in these situations thousands of times. You'll realize these are the situations. This is it. Inside of these plus or minus positions, you know, what's going to happen? Remember, we lost the 200 MA. We got to get back above it to remain bullish. That's it. And over time, this will reveal itself into another pattern that will make sense. Right now, we're struggling to figure it out. It's not perfect. But you stick with it, and somehow, some way more is revealed. I do not know how this happens, but it does. Remember, I'm going to leave you with a few things here before I go, because I feel like people are way too emotional, and we need to just kind of get, you know, most people somewhat relaxed. This is still a possibility, and again, if it isn't, we dump. If we dump, it's not the end of the world. People will eat. We'll even come right back down possibly to 92,000. So watch this flag. No matter what, the daily is resetting with minimal dumpage. I mean, that should have been even worse. So far, there's some signs of life here for Bitcoin. And we're just hugging onto them by dear life here, you know. A bullish divvy there on the 22 time frame too suggests that we could get a move further to the upside as well. So it's not all bad, but again, now we're going to get tight inside of a channel that could go either way. And we're going to have to make a decision there. Just like we did just 2 days ago. Yeah, you know, just yesterday. So I went over XYO already, man. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Funny, what happened to UFD was crazy too. Yeah, I seen all that. I mean, this cycle has been tough. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. That is at 72. Okay. You know, today's the best day, honestly. And I know this may sound corny. And it will. And as pluggy as it is, it's really the truth, though. But today's the best day to get your taxes done for 2024. Maybe, you know, income tax gets eliminated in 2025. We don't know. But in 2024, go to decrypto.tax. And they're experts in cryptocurrency and tax DeFi preparation, and they'll get it done. They'll see what's happening behind the scenes, uncover the hood, and they'll help you. And don't wait till the last minute to get your taxes done. Get them done today at decrypto.tax. They do sponsor the channel. They're amazing. But this is the place to be. Check it out at decrypto.tax. All right. Trump getting into crypto and people calling the top. Nobody is calling the top here on this channel. Yeah. I'm going day by day, one step at a time. I have no idea what's going to happen. I would never call the top. Unless I saw that I would give you I would never call the top, but I would say, I have no idea. I'd say, but there's a 90% chance we don't based off bearish div or something like that, you know? I'm seeing some bearish signs for sure that I've seen for years on multiple assets. People don't want to hear it. That's okay. Years from now, whatever I said will stand, and people will come back to it and be like, wow, the market dumped or not. And the people that said whatever they wanted, people will remember that. And they'll be like, oh, those are the people that just kind of say whatevers. There's the people that actually read the market. So the market right now, I like the moving averages getting tight. I like the 12-hour pushing up. Ain't too shabby, you know? What I'm also seeing is something like this, a bit of a falling wedge, right? Maybe it comes down one more time before a bigger pump. It's not the end of the world here. I don't want people to be too bearish. Right? I'm bullish on macro, and people are not hearing all the bullish news. Yes, and Ernest Lee is a tax attorney, and he runs the Crypto.tax, so check it out. He'll hook you up. All right. President says we're only going to make American crypto capital. That doesn't equal to be done with a bullish. Are you? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Have you never? Yeah. Exactly. 15-minute, 200 May. We're close. Just take a look. Oh yeah, we're on it. I mean, we're on it. We're about to lose it. Very close. You kidding me? This is the whole thing of the day. We've been on it all day, man. This has been it. This is the idea. We're inside of a flag. Still sideways with the measured move. It could easily Bart Simpson its way to the downside, though. So far, we've been sideways the entire show. Bitcoin we started Bitcoin here with the limit order getting taken in right as the show started. The pump happened, we came back down, and we've been sideways ever since. So lackluster show. Not much to show for you guys. No, not much to trade, and not much magic to have. All right. I love each and every one of you. May God bless everybody here on the channel. Thank you so much for an amazing show. And yeah, that was it. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. We'll be back tomorrow for a double stream. See what happens. Tonight could be crazy. You never know. I'll be looking through the trading group. I'll be looking for what's hot. I'm still inside this long. There's a chance we still pump, baby, to the upside. It's not over until we cash out, right? So we'll see what happens. May God bless each and every one of you. And some days it ain't perfect. Some days could be better. Some days could be worse. I'm grateful for everything that I do have, though. Dear Lord, thank you for the breath that I will take today. Thank you for the time I'll spend with my family, with my friends. Thank you for the time in the charts. And thank you for each and every one of you. All right? This is one of the toughest times to be here when the market's not doing exactly what you want it to do. It doesn't always. This is what the market is. Mostly, this is the market. Then there's these intermittent pumps throughout the time. Everyone forgets that. Most of the time, you're waiting on a pump. You're getting your strategy together, and you're watching what's happening to price action. And then it's the in-between, right? It seems like it's this big pump all the time, but it's really not. Go look at the charts. They're consolidations, a couple days of pump, consolidations. Like they say in the whole bull market, there's 12 days of massive pumping, 20 days where the most of the market's made. It's kind of crazy. So stay strong, believe in yourselves, and all I can say is I take profits along the way up. And I learned my lessons now after all the pain they've caused me of trading all these years. So I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for a wonderful, beautiful live stream. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.